I'm gonna make my protein-packed steak and eggs with a zesty chimichurri.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so simple, it's so simple. So, GZ.
I got eggs, I see.
You're gonna do some eggs. I've got 8 eggs over here. Just whisk them, it's like super crazy.
Super crazy?
Like, yeah, just like, till they're frothy, and then add a little bit of water. That's a trick that my granddaddy taught me growing up. Yeah, a lot of times you'll see people add milk to eggs to extend them or something like that. But the water, you put it in there, we all know water evaporates, right?
What?
So when you put the water in there and you whisk it in and they try to cook and they evaporate, they become a little bit fluffier.
Very nice.
So, and it also extends your eggs.
Are you ready,
Exactly.
ready for me to start?
Yeah, so just go ahead and whisk. I want them soft, and I know
Yes.
you're into soft
I love
scrambled
soft.
eggs. I'm gonna show you how to make this chimichurri, which is an Argentinian thing, but if you're doing an Argentinian steak, chimichurri usually doesn't have cilantro or cumin, even though you can get that in other types of chimichurri. So we're gonna start with the star of the show here, which is just 2 big bunches of parsley. What I like to do is I just kind of shave down.
Oh, look at this, right in there.
At an angle. Keep on turning it. And then you're just left with these little nubby nubs, which, hey, they're delicious. You can put them in there as well, just not for this recipe. All right. Now, tons of garlic, so get that in there. Some red chili flakes. A little bit of oregano, the leafy kind, get that in there, and sometimes you might wanna just kind of rub it, but your food processor's gonna do the work. All right, a little bit of apple cider vinegar goes in. Nice pinch of salt.
Look at you
And
over
some
there in your
black
element,
pepper.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So happy scrambling eggs.
I like to scramble eggs slow and low.
Yeah.
So, you know, low heat, you don't want them rubbery. I put tons of butter in there, and I whisk in my pan, and a lot of people are like, oh, but you know, if you get a silicone whisk and a nonstick pan, it goes together. So you'll be just fine. All right, I'm gonna blitz this up. And then add in some olive oil. I usually do about the same amount of olive oil as I do the vinegar.
I could smell the vinegar and the garlic. Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna really tenderize the meat for you. It's also gonna add some flavor.
Oh, so you're gonna marinate the steak in
Gonna marinate the steak in
Wow.
it and then serve the steak with it on the side. Just a little bit right here.
What kind of steak are you using?
So I'm gonna use New York strip. And a lot of people don't know New York strip is called a New York strip because it kind of looks like Manhattan. The island.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Flip it. Get some on the other side.
I think there's a misconception that people think it's best to eat big, greasy, fast food after New Year's Day, you know, New Year's
kind of
Eve or something.
makes
I
it
think
worse
it's like a lot of, it
sometimes.
does, like
Yeah.
something clean, protein-based,
Fresh.
whatever, fresh.
All right, so take a look at my steaks that have been resting. Put them right here with a little bit of drizzle over the pesto or my chimichurri. Just kind of loosen that up at the end. But take a look at the steaks. After they've sat for a couple of hours at room temperature, they're nice, and I would say, you know, the texture and the color changes. That's when you know that that marination really did its job. And I'm just getting some of the excess herby parsley off. And
You
can
happy
kind of
down there with
see-
those eggs, buddy?
Yeah, how you
I mean,
doing,
this
GZ?
guy,
It's
he's-
looking good.
He's, you know.
He's got his blazer
Oh,
on,
he's
his
got
little
his-
kerchief.
So I'm gonna hit these with a final kiss of olive oil. I've got my grill pan screaming hot. Put a little olive oil on this side, so I'm gonna lay it down on that side.
Love that sizzle.
And then this is just cook it till you like the doneness level. This is about 3/4 to an inch thick. I do maybe 2 minutes on one side, a minute on the next side. I always tack off a minute or two when I flip. So just pay attention to it. And a lot of times when you start cooking steaks in the very beginning, it might be rough to figure out what it looks like on the inside, but just realize it's so limber when it's rare, and it gets a lot more stiff when it's well done. So somewhere in the middle there, if you start touching it, you kind of feel if it's a little bit limber, but a little bit stiff, you'll start figuring out your doneness on the inside without poking it with a thermometer, you know what I mean? But it takes time. All right, so let's take a look at these. Don't forget, when you put these on the grill, you want to salt and pepper them as well. But look at these babies. Come on.
Oh, perfect for steak and eggs.
Salt. little pepper. I had those under aluminum foil so they can kind of rest a little bit, let the juices redistribute. And I mean, and they're done. I don't like to serve this chopped or sliced up. That was one of the great things about growing up in my family. Like, my mom wasn't cutting down our meat for us.
My grandparents would serve steaks to the adults, and then the kids got a hamburger patty with steak sauce.
There you go.
We didn't deserve a steak yet.
You salted and peppered?
It smells amazing.
Look at that.
This is gonna cure your
Come
year.
on.
You're good
Just
for the whole
a little bit
year.
of butter.
Bring on the
Continuous
mimosas.
whisking. We do need some mimosas.
Yes.
A little hair of the dog, right?
Yeah,
I do
HOD.
think hair of the dog works.
Hair of the dog does work, but an aspirin before you go out, please try it. It definitely works.
We're gonna make mimosas later.
Look at that.
I gotta say, you know what cures a hangover better than anything?
So beautiful.
Besides a ton of water, is a good sweaty workout. It's true.
It does, it really helps.
True.
You want some more chimichurri?
No.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Serious. You can use a flank for this too, a flat iron.
Look at that steak, everybody.
Perfect.
Is that perfection? Oh. The eggs are good, but the steak is outstanding because the chimichurri got inside that vinegar, got inside the steak.
2 hours on the countertop.
It is just delicious. Blissful, and what a way to start the new year.